Let's sing a song for the intro.
Genuinely, what song though?
I think.
And I wake in the morning and I step outside and I take a deep breath, then I get real zen, and I think to myself, what's going on? Hey!
Yeah.
You said what?
I said, hey!
What's going on?
Oh! That was a
This is the
goated.
remix.
That was a goated transition.
This is the remix.
Okay, he's pushing a little bit too hard.
Yeah, sorry, I'm sorry.
All right, let's kick it off.
You know that you're still responsible for paying the rents from July and from August and September.
Obviously.
The rents.
You're definitely harassing me right now.
Episode uno, dos, tres.
Episode three.
Episode 3.
Because we don't talk about.
Bruno.
No, we don't talk about episode
1.5.
Oh yeah, okay.
Or Bruno.
We don't talk about that episode. We had an episode that did not get released.
And will not see the light of day.
Don't ask about it again. It was not only was it mid, there was just some moments that we couldn't include.
Yeah. Let's drop the subject.
So we were just briefly talking about what we're gonna unpack today, and Ian said he went to a middle school where some nefarious things occurred, and when he said the name of the middle school that is in my city, which is not a big city, I have no idea what school he's talking about. I've never heard of it in my life. So, does it exist? Did any of this actually happen?
I don't think so. If you look it on Google Maps, it probably doesn't come up.
It's not even.
It's not really. It was just
It's an unlisted location.
bro, it's just a facility for the criminally insane.
Okay, and you went there.
Yeah. And before we begin, I apologize for this mess. Coleman and I, and our absence. We've been working hard. We've been trying to cure and stop women's menstrual cycles. We tried.
Yeah.
We've been doing our research.
And it's working.
We're on the brink.
On the brink. We had a lot of requests from our last episode to cure women's menstrual.
All the women they told us to.
So we had a poll about things we were going to talk about, and no one answered because they were having really bad cramps, and they were too busy with that to answer the poll. And that's when we thought we should solve women's menstrual cycles.
Because we're feminists.
Yeah, instead of it being a cycle, let's break the chain.
Let's break
generational curses.
Let's break that chain.
Why are women in so much pain when they really...
They give us the miracle of life, and they shouldn't have to pay for that.
Yeah. Why are they doing things that hurt themselves? You know?
Why does their body not like them?
Yeah, same with people with peanut allergies. I've never really got that. The peanut wasn't going to do anything until you reacted.
No,
it wasn't a threat until your body crashed out.
No, there are some really niche allergies that just come out of nowhere. Like, what do you mean you're allergic to grass? How do you go outside? I'm allergic to penicillin. Bro, I didn't even know what that was in grade 3. You're telling me you're allergic to penicillin. I didn't know what that was.
You're allergic to penciling? How do you even do your homework? Bro, how allergic to grass?
I had a kid in my elementary school. Whoa, we're so good at segues. It's actually criminal.
I liked it.
I had a girl in my elementary school who was allergic to grass. Anytime we go out for recess, she had to stay on the ground or else she'd get really bad hives.
She was a pavement gal?
Yeah, she was an asphalt baddie.
Asphalt princess.
Yeah, it's like
every playground had one,
but worse.
Yeah, every playground had one, man.
It was bad though. She would break out into crazy hives if she rolled around in the grass once.
That's crazy. Well, could she stand if were the shoes like the barrier?
Yeah.
And then if she rolled around and did some jolly activity, then
yeah, she was like Rudolph. She couldn't really join in on any of the games. So if we were playing Cream the Carrier in the field, she did not partake in those activities.
Yeah. Well, I wasn't much of a recess guy. By the time you got to grade 8, there wasn't much left to do. You're kind of just waiting to get out of there.
You're kind of just huddling.
You're like, you observe the field you observe the crowd, right? And you're like, what activity could I hop in on? And it's a bunch of third grade midgets, some fourth graders, and
Here's the breakdown. You got. There's always a solid game of football, which sometimes is a viable option unless it's in the winter. You got the group of furries galloping around in the corner. Do you ever have that?
I didn't have that, but I wish I could have saw it.
Oh, I had that for sure. We had many. And we had like these trees, and they would like run in and around like they were hunting prey.
Yeah.
You got the grade 3s playing house in the field. And then you got some people just running around, just doing. Couldn't even tell you. Just,
NPCs.
Yeah, they're just filler characters.
Yeah.
Villager B type moment.
Yeah, a lot of filler characters at recess. That is very true. And you know what? They used to ban everything fun.
Everything.
Every time we came up with something to do, it'd get banned because someone would get hurt or they just weren't built for it. They weren't built for that activity. There's people selling things to each other, like trading like
Pokemon cards.
Yeah, trading cards. And no.
Your school didn't have that?
You go to Greenall. That's something that goes on there daily.
Yeah.
I'm not going to dox us. Don't worry. Yeah. I'm not going to dox us. I can say Greenall. I'm not saying anything else.
Greenall, we see you out there, and we respect the trade.
Anyway, so
business is booming out there right here.
Did you ever have mini sticks?
No.
Okay, mini sticks went hard. It's like the little.
That wasn't my time, really.
Yeah, okay, I guess.
It's kind of past my time.
I thought it was. I thought Grandpa. It would keep going. Okay, I'm achieving unk status with this one. But the mini sticks that you can get at dollar stores, like those mini hockey sticks.
Yeah.
Man, like we'd get like a foam puck and we'd just go nuts. And the thing is, you'd kind of sometimes you get too into it and you'd like do a slap shot. And you'd hit somebody during the slap shot, and they'd think it was intentional, and then they'd start hacking each other, and those things hurt.
And then that's why I got banned. It all goes downhill from there.
So then people thought, oh, it's too dangerous, and then it got banned. Snowball fights got banned because there could be a rock or a piece of ice and snowball hits your temple, boom, lights out, you're gone, you're going to meet Jesus. And then there was also Beyblades, Pokemon cards, which
all got banned.
They said Pokemon was demonic because it stood for pocket demons.
What?
And I have an issue with this statement for a few reasons.
Wait, who was saying this? The teachers?
The parents.
The parents were saying
the parents.
It's pocket demons?
Pocket demons. They said Pokemon, pocket demon. Pokemon.
Pocket demon.
Well, and the thing is, if you Google it, Pokemon means pocket monsters.
Yeah, it's
very clearly pocket. It's stated everywhere. It's not some Illuminati conspiracy. It's not waiting to be confirmed by the elites. That's how they made the name.
It's literally 2 words jammed together.
It's 2 words jammed together.
Pocket monsters. Pokemon.
Yes.
Pocket demons.
So they banned Pokemon. So there's like illegal Pokemon activity going on.
There's always like a secret trading. You could get on the inside and there'd be a secret trading hall.
If anything, that made the value go up.
It was way cooler because you had to be real slick about it too.
Yeah, you pull out a pocket.
You'd be dapping them up with the card in your hand and slip it in their pocket.
I had a guy at school who was like, come to my locker at lunch, and he opened it up and he was selling iPod shuffles. He had like 2 handfuls of iPod shuffles. You know how small they were?
Yeah.
The little tiny squares. And he would just pull out every color of iPod shuffle. I don't know how he got so many of them.
You want green? I got green. Forest or lime?
People were coming up to his locker and they're like, where did you get all these? And he's like, give me $20 and I'll give you one.
Where did he get them?
He didn't tell us.
He knows a guy that knows a guy.
He had a supplier, man.
He was made for Greenall. That was his evolution, his Pokemon evolution. He's Greenall bound.
Greenall kids they must go into sales or trades.
Yeah,
they would probably dominate.
They go on
the
that, you know that video with that business guy where he's like he tries to get him to sell the glass of water.
I hate those videos.
That's where they tried to go.
Those suck. Sell me this pen.
Sell me this pen.
Who in their entire life would ever have to sell a pen? The dollar store?
Yeah, I don't. Isn't it? It's more so about like the technique.
I get the technique, but why would you? You might as well just give him a turd. Like, sell me this turd.
Sell me this fart in a jar.
You know how hard you have to work to push it out? What if it was just there in your pocket and you didn't have to do anything? You could just hold it for free.
Sign up. I'm signing you up right now.
I actually was the salesperson for a little while.
I can tell.
Yep.
That was impressive.
Yeah, I just pulled out some of my old expertise. I was driving the Red Bull van, and I had to sell. I had to, like, it's kind of a joke to call it a sales job, but it was technically. I was an account sales manager
For Red Bull.
for Red Bull, the energy drink.
You just drove around and met random people on the street and asked them if they...
No, I didn't sell the random.
Do you
people.
want wings?
No.
Hey, little kids, do you want wings?
Like I'm just what is it called? Professional. I can't say that.
Okay.
Never mind. I was gonna say professional pedophile.
Yeah, I saw where that was going.
Well, and the thing is, I didn't mean to word it that way. I was just trying to say
It's like the evolution of a white van.
It's the official job title version of pulling up on people in a van and offering them something that sounds suspicious, and the kids would like it. And I regret using that analogy.
But it's for kids and adults. It's family friendly.
Way too many kids drinking those things, by the way. It's just no point. No point.
Stunt your growth.
Yeah.
Kids these days, am I right, Grandpa?
Screw you.
Unk status.
Oh,
It's like Grandpa Unk status.
I'm only 23.
You're like Uncle Grandpa now.
Damn. The worst show.
What?
Cartoon
Get off my podcast. Get off my podcast right now.
Man, did you ever see the Steven Universe and Uncle Grandpa crossover episode?
Yes. Bro, cartoon crossovers, not to get off subject. We'll get back. We'll circle
We'll get
around.
back. Yeah.
But cartoon crossovers might have been the best thing ever. Like
They
the
were
Batman X Scooby-Doo
Yeah.
crossover?
Yeah.
Like who comes up with this?
No, the thing is, I can never remember what happened in the episode. It was just cool
Scene
that it happened.
yeah, you're like
Yeah.
worlds colliding.
I don't think they ever had like a memorable plot line, but that wasn't the point.
Yeah. Speaking of movies, another segue. I'm just the goat. I remember one time in school I was I want to say like grade 6 or 7,
Yeah.
and like at lunch, would they ever play movies if you stayed for lunch? Would they play movies?
Not always, but
sometimes?
occasionally. It was like a special occasion when they would.
Yeah.
Some teachers would.
And my lunch teacher, she puts on the new Goosebumps movie.
Goosebumps.
And I was like-
That's a throwback.
and I was like, no.
Dang.
I was like, no. I'm not allowed to watch this. And so I sat in the hall every lunch period
They're
while they
still
watched
watching Goosebumps.
it. It was like the new one. No, it was like that.
They're still making those? I had no idea.
Do you think I'm fresh out of elementary school? This was like 6 years ago.
Yeah, but it would have been even older for me. I thought they would stop making those.
It was like a live action.
Wow.
Yeah, it was mad impressive. But I said,
Man, this water bottle smells like rotten pineapple juice. I don't drink this. Don't drink yours.
Do you guys want a sniff?
That smells like socks, dude. That is disgusting.
Okay, give it a good sniff for me.
I'm not sniffing yours.
Sniff the mic for the audience. There you
Yeah.
go. Sponsored by pineapple. Oh my.
Sponsored by pineapple.
Sponsored by pineapple.
You ever seen that video of the Russian guy who goes, "Boss, he's killed," and then he jumps onto the ice and breaks his head. I mean, Russian boss, he's killed. And dies on the ice.
No, have you seen the video of that kid? He's like walking around in the neighborhood. He's like, "Where the heck am I, bro? Apple Maps. Where am I, bro?"
No. I haven't seen that one. Anyway, we're getting off topic. My
Yeah,
bad. We're
school,
gonna have to.
Every time we get off topic, we have to consult the list because I forget.
Russian buzz, he's killed.
Okay.
Only real ones know what I'm referencing. I don't even care.
Real ones now. Okay,
Yeah.
I found it. First story. Asians. I was friends with Asians in elementary school. Still friends with the other Asians. Not the same ones. But anyways. What? I like them. I had a friend, Chinese. Her name was Ling Yu. Her name is Ling Yu. So she's in my grade, Ling Yu.
Yep.
She had a brother a year older than me named Ling Hao. Right?
Okay.
So he was a year older. I was in her grade. We were like kind of friends. And I learned that their mom is pregnant.
Congrats.
Yeah, and I was like so excited because like cute Asian baby, like that's awesome. I'm so
Mhm.
happy for you. You're gonna be an older sister because I learned it was a girl.
Yeah.
And then, but then my brain went to
She would be a sister
well, she was still-
regardless of the gender of
But
the baby.
she got to be an older sister now.
She's still.
Oh wait.
How do you?
Why did I think she would be a brother if it was a
How do you think this works? Okay, move on. Sorry, move on.
Why did I think it'd be a brother if the gender was a boy? She switched.
You know, she was an older sister because it was a girl. Cool. Let's move on.
Okay, let me cook.
Yep.
And then my mind went to other places, and they were walking home, and
Like
I walked.
how she got pregnant.
No. I didn't know about the birds and the bees yet.
Okay. How'd you think it happened?
Storks?
Stork, yeah.
Are they just like?
I ain't never seen a stork in my life. I don't
they
really...
just like rubbed each other's bellies, and then suddenly it would appear. I think that's what I used to think.
That is terrifying.
Yeah, I know.
Someone can make you pregnant in 2 seconds.
You
Like
go to-
freaking
you go to-
Doctor Strange opening the portal.
You go to a chiropractor. Oh, it's twins. You go to a massage. Oh.
Well, imagine getting pregnant on your back instead of your stomach. Imagine if
You're just a humpback for 9 months.
I swear, that'd be 10
swear,
times worse.
I swear.
I swear. I'll bring my monitor. Anyways, okay, lock in. Ling Yu, Ling Hao, pregnant mother. It's going to be a sister.
So she's a sister.
Yeah, older sister.
So I'm walking home from them, and I was like, oh,
Okay.
so Ling Yu, Ling Hao. What's your sister's name going to be? Ling Y? And then he tried to beat me up. He was trying to kill me because I said that.
That's a valid question. I was going to make the exact same joke before you said it.
I think it was like Ling Hu or something, and it ended up being like genuinely something weird like that. And I couldn't even make the joke because I knew he would just instantly murder me.
What's it going to be?
So what's her name going to be?
When?
Ling where? So you have Ling where? Why? When? How? The 5 W's.
You know what? The fact that people get so mad about stereotypes when you were right.
I was just following the trend.
Yeah.
They were 2 for 2, so I figured I had good odds, and I just wanted to throw it out as an option. Ling Y. I liked it. It had a ring to it.
It goes hard.
Yep. Did you ever get in a fight in elementary school?
No, I never really got to fight somebody. There's one time we were filming a video and I was creating the script for the video, so I put it in the script to throw this guy on the ground and spank him.
Spank him.
Yeah, and you know, I just took the opportunity to do it a little bit harder than I think he thought. I think he thought I was gonna fake it. I just spanked him so hard.
You're like the elementary school version of Quentin Tarantino writing himself in just to say the N-word. but
That's not equivalent.
Wait, that's not a good
equivalent at all.
Wait, not a good comparison. You know what I mean?
No, not a good comparison at all. It wasn't that bad. Anyways,
I was just spanking little kids, Mom. I swear, I didn't say it.
I never got into a fist fight, and I kind of wish I would have experienced something like that because it seems like such a rite of passage.
Yeah, such a pivotal moment in your.
I feel like I had the rage required to make that decision, and I just was never. I had one moment where I was very close. I'll dive into this. This wasn't elementary. This was high school.
Okay.
And so this guy bought a phone that wasn't working that looked identical to my phone, and it was very specific to my phone because I had a pink.
Because you're a Samsung user.
No, I was an iPhone user at this time before I saw the light, and I had a pink iPhone 5C, the ones that were made out of plastic on the back.
Yeah.
I had broken my previous phone, and my mom gave me her old 5C, so I was using this bright pink 5C and no case, and so I come into spare or whatever it was, like homeroom, because we had homeroom classes. I don't know if everyone
like
has
CAP class, yeah.
Yeah, it's I went to a Christian school, so it was like a devotional kind of thing, but also you kind of just hang out and talk
Okay.
with your teacher.
Yeah.
Anyways, I get in there, and I'm late, and so all of a sudden he goes, "Hey, Coleman," and he holds it up, and I'm like, "Oh, he has my phone," and I'm like, "Okay, if I get mad, he's going to get the reaction he wants, and then he's going to keep trying to take it from me. But if I just don't react, he'll just give it back.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of like, oh, whatever. He has my phone. I don't want it. It's fine. So I'm sitting there waiting for him to give it back. And then he calls out to one of my other friends. He goes, hey, chucks him the phone. He grabs it and smashes it on
What?
like volleyball spikes, like, and it shatters and like just completely destroyed the phone.
And you didn't fight this kid.
And I swore it was my phone, but I didn't know he had bought a broken version of the same phone I had
That's
that
a
looked
cruel
identical.
prank.
Smashes it, and I hated. I was having a miserable time already in high school most of the time. The average day, I was just trying not to kill myself, and then that happened, and I looked at it. I looked at him. I looked at it, and then I had a certified crash out. Like I started just.
That was your 13th reason.
That was my 13th reason. I usually was super passive and tried to laugh at everything because I hated conflict. And that moment, I was just like, who do you think has to pay for that?
Wow.
I can't repeat what I said. I was just like going off, cursing them out. And they're just staring at me because they've never heard me
Speak.
crash
They never
out.
do speak.
Never heard me crash out like that. And
Even a worm will turn.
2 more seconds of not knowing it was a prank, and I would have knocked his block off. I was so ready to throw hands. Teacher was in there. I don't care. I was so down.
You're a valid crasher, though. I would do the same.
And they're all just laughing hysterically.
They all knew except for you.
Yeah, and they're just laughing. The harder I crash out, they're just dying laughing because they know it's a prank and I don't. And so that's why I was about to lose my mind, because I thought if I screamed at them, they'd sober up, but they were just laughing harder. And then right before I was about to just knock his block off, he handed me my phone, and I was like, oh my gosh, I was so embarrassed. And then I thought the teacher was going to rat me out for like cursing in front of everybody, because Christian school, it's a big no-no. And he was like, he just walked up to me and put his hand on my shoulder, and he's like, completely valid reaction.
Yeah.
He's like, that was completely justified. Don't even act like it never happened. It's fine. So
Throw that under the rug.
that was, I think that wouldn't have been a fight though. That just would have been me swinging.
That would have been a homicide.
Yeah, that would have been.
A few nights in juvie.
Anyways, yeah. How about you? You ever fight somebody?
Nah, I've been almost fought. Actually, in grade 3, there was this girl named Jessica Snow. Yeah, that's right. I'm going to say your name on the podcast.
Doxed.
Because
Doxed.
you're not going to see this because you're probably behind bars. So, yeah. Yeah. Food for
Are
thought.
we filming that?
Food for thought.
Yo.
And she slapped.
What did she do, man?
She punched me.
Just hard?
Yes, and for legit. No, you want to know why she punched me? So she comes in 3rd grade, and she's so much taller than us. Like this random girl, and she's so.
Why did the girls always beat the guys to like height? You know what I'm saying? They get taller way quicker. Not fair.
That's what we're fixing also with the menstrual cycles. That's one thing we're.
We will make women shorter, and they won't bleed. Vote us in, baby.
It's called a compromise, ladies. Look it up. Her name is Jessica Snow, and tell me that's not the most main character name you've ever heard in your life.
Yeah, that actually is.
She had a purple comb over. Yes, you heard me. And was a head taller than us.
What grade was this?
Grade like 3.
To have that cut in grade 3, your mom is just
I don't think
preparing a Karen.
I don't think she had one. No, I genuinely mean that. I think she was like in the foster system, so I probably shouldn't be crashing out on her.
Yo, I'm so sorry, Jessica, if you're watching.
I'm still not actually Jessica.
To assume that you had a mom was wrong of me. And
We hope you're well behind those bars.
if the worst thing you did was punch Ian in the 3rd grade,
No, that was not the worst. I bet you she did worse. Why do you think she's behind bars?
if that's the worst thing, she's not behind bars. We don't know that. Do you know that?
I do, in my heart.
Okay, that's not the same thing as no.
Okay, but we go outside for recess.
Yeah.
She walks up to me, and I'm tiny. I was tiny in elementary school. I was so short. She
Yeah.
walks up and she goes, do you listen to Nightcore? I was like, what's Nightcore? Boom! Uppercut. Not uppercut. Straight decks me. MMA flattens me.
Yo,
Like, sorry, I don't know what Nightcore is.
that is so based. That is the most based decision ever. I would have slaughtered you if you told me you didn't know what Nightcore was. Jessica Snow, you earned the haircut. We're good.
I was grade 3. I was probably still listening to VeggieTales. I didn't know.
You think Nightcore VeggieTales is a thing? We gotta check.
Where's the hairbrush?
That wasn't even.
No, that
wasn't a song.
no. So yeah, and she decked me, and then
Yeah.
she left our school like a month later because she punched or slapped too many kids.
Yeah. I wonder what the limit was. 3?
Should have been 1. I was a victim.
No. That's funny.
Yeah, Jessica.
Yeah.
Jessica, I'm gonna get my get back.
You ever been kicked in the nuts by a girl?
Not recently.
Yeah. Well,
Have
my
you?
last time was grade 3.
That's no.
I hope
That's
it
not
was
recent. That was back in black and white.
I know.
There was
I'm not that old.
there was no sound back then.
I'm 20.
It was like a silent picture.
I'm 23. Oh my gosh.
This is not a valid cut show. The phone will give it to you, but this one, no.
No.
Okay, grade 3.
Yeah, I got kicked in the balls.
Bye.
This girl who liked me, Cassie. I think she liked
That's
me.
a nice way. You think? Context clues.
You'd only really hurt someone like that way if you like them.
You're right.
The only people you'd really kick in the balls as hard as you can
Are
is
men.
your worst enemy or
Men.
your deepest interest.
Also boys.
Man. Yeah.
Pretty sure those are the only people you kick in the balls.
Yeah.
You're right though. You're say that again. Sorry,
A
I didn't mean to
true
cut you
man,
off.
a true kick in the balls.
Clip this.
A true kick in the balls is life changing. You'll never forget the pain. You'll appreciate pregnancy and birth so much more. You'll think this must be the equivalent of squeezing out a fetus, and you're right because I've been through it, and
I think it's
that's why I don't feel that bad
been through
for
both?
women. No, that's why I don't feel that bad for women in labor because I've been there.
Oh, really?
I felt the equivalent. One time I jumped. You ever watch parkour videos?
Yeah. Parkour.
I loved parkour. So I was trying to parkour onto this fence by jumping
Subtle foreshadowing.
and then grabbing onto the fence post
Yeah.
and my legs on the fence. So jumping up, grabbing the fence post and landing like that, like Spider-Man on the fence. I didn't know the fence wasn't attached to the post in that area. So I just jumped balls first onto the pole. Because as soon as my feet hit
They
the
just
fence,
kept going.
the fence just bended with my feet. So I just jumped completely balls first, legs out into a fence post.
That's criminal.
And I've never felt pain like that in my life. I was flat on the pavement. Well, I was at a basketball court, and my brother and his friend just kept playing without me because I couldn't move. And I just laid there in agony for 15, 20 minutes.
The future Williams generations have just been slaughtered.
Bro, all of my children just lost their left arm.
They left the
it's
chat.
gone.
They logged off.
some kind of deformity. They all felt it. I'm hoping by now that
They've had a chance to recover.
I'm hoping this is a fresh batch by now. So we're good.
No. I don't like this. I don't like it.
Move on.
Yeah, moving on. Next story, because we're going to forget that happened.
There's just things that happen when you're a kid in elementary that would never happen at this age. I don't do anything that cool to get an injury like that.
That's true.
I don't jump on a fence. I just walk normally like a civilian when I'm outside. I used to
We've lost our childhood wonder.
Man, I used to be jump on a crack, break your mama's back. I love my mama so much, but I had to prove the theory wrong. I'd be stomping on cracks. I'd be climbing fences, climbing trees. When's the last time you climbed a tree?
Since I was a ute.
A ute?
Yeah.
What is that?
Oh, boy. Since I was a young ute, a little ute.
Is that Irish? That's Irish.
No, that's
Scottish?
lad. That's lad you're thinking.
Yeah.
No, speaking of climbing, at our school, on our play structure, we had one of those spider webs. You know those?
Yeah.
The big, with all the ropes. Yeah.
Those things were the best.
They were so good, but
Yeah.
ours was unnaturally tall, and I remember one time at recess, I was getting to school because I had just come from like a doctor's appointment. So I was coming late and they were in the middle of recess.
Yeah.
So I walk in. And you know how cool you felt when you came in like mid recess and you had your backpack on? And everyone's like, so why do you have your backpack on? You're like, oh yeah, like I just got here. Did I ever have any? I just remember
Nah.
distinct feeling of pride of wearing my backpack.
I don't think if I wasn't there on time at school, I wasn't coming.
Yeah, that fits. And this is why you're here with a 16-year-old. 17. I don't even know my own age.
He asked. Stop! Whatever.
You're never going to live this down
I
until
don't
you're in the
care.
home, which won't be very far. You won't remember this conversation in a week, don't worry.
Tell your story. Tell your story. Oh my
And this
gosh.
girl, I get there, and I'm literally 2 steps into the playground.
Yeah.
I look up, this girl is falling head first from the exact top of the spider web. Like the very top. And this was a tall spider web.
Man,
Just lands straight in a heap on like the wood chips with a
Get-
thump.
get good.
And she didn't move. She was
That-
face down,
Never happened to me.
face
Couldn't be
down,
me.
did not move.
Idiot.
And our principal, I think her arm broke, but our principal came out.
Yeah.
Just put a blanket over her. I'm not even joking. Like it was like
There's nothing we can do.
I don't think if they didn't want us to see that, but they
Sleep, child.
just put a blanket over.
sleep away the pain.
She was just gone.
I rock with that so hard. Principal was like, I don't get paid enough for this.
Yeah, the school nurse bringing the ice pack. Oh, this will fix your multiple stab wounds.
This will fix your scoliosis and your broken femur.
This will fix your crippling depression.
Glider. You know the glider? Do you ever have a glider where you hang on to
Yeah,
it
yeah,
and then it slides? Yeah, that thing was...
Those
by
are-
the way, the best part of the playground. Undisputably the best part of the playground.
Yeah, we didn't have one on ours, but
The glider was goated. Anyways, we used to do this thing. It was a challenge to see how long you could hold on.
yeah.
And we called it the whip. And we'd have a person on each leg. And we just go back and forth as hard as we could. So we go 1, 2, 3. And then we'd run with the person's legs, stop as fast as we can, and go as
Just give you
hard as we
whiplash.
could back the other way and see how hard we could whip them. And this guy decided, he's like, can I try the whip? And I'm like, dude, it's hard. And he's like, I want to do it. We whipped this guy, and he let go while we were whipping him. So we just... person on each leg. This is going backwards too, not forward. So we whip him backwards. He lets go, and it's like as if we folded this guy over the platform. So we threw him by his legs as hard as we could down onto the platform, and he bent backwards into a backwards V, and then just crumpled off the ground. And I was like, it felt like I just suplexed somebody to death.
It's the closest you'll ever get to WWE fighting.
That felt like WWE, and he bent so far backwards over the platform that I'm like, I broke his back for sure. He's done.
And
He was fine.
where's he now?
He recovered in a little bit. I saw him get hurt quite a few times. He also went off like the you know Candy Cane Park, how there's a skate park?
Yeah.
He went off that tall ramp
Yeah.
going no speed. He just thought that he didn't know that speed is required to go off the ramp, so he just went up as if he was just normally biking. And when the first wheel went off, just straight down, flipped over the handlebars, died on the pavement.
He hadn't learned about gravity yet. That was the next science unit.
I think he didn't understand physics, and that's why the whip was so cool to him.
Wow, you fly.
This looks so fun.
You thought if he let go, he'd just stop. You guys would just help him down.
Yeah. Anyways,
We had one of those like spinny things that are connected. You know, like it was just like kind of a curvy bar, and it was connected and it spun. And we used to put people on
Yeah.
there, and then one person would go on the bottom, and one person would grab the back and spin you as fast as we could.
yeah, that thing is also incredibly dangerous if you have people spinning it.
Yeah, and I used to just let go and see where I would land. Sometimes I'd land on other kids. I was like a human cannonball.
Man, one thing you'll never have to suffer is like praying in public, because if you went to like a Christian or Catholic school, they'll make you pray on the mic sometimes. Or being a church kid, sometimes they'll bring you up.
Now I wrote this song for the Christian youth.
Stop you right
Is that what you're singing?
No. So it was. I don't know if it was to pray, But one time they said if you want to come up and say something in the mic that you learned or like pray or something, then go ahead.
You know what I would have said?
What?
Did you pray today? Did you pray today? Because if you didn't, I'll let that one hang in the air. Continue.
Yeah, you'll let it hang. Anyways, I walked up to the mic, and I just felt like I needed to go up there. They said, you know, I've always felt like I was born for the mic, so I went up to grab it.
Yeah, we can tell. Look where you are now.
So I went up there and grabbed it, and it's not like they told me to do it. I volunteered.
Yeah, why are you acting like they forced you?
I don't know. It felt like I was
willingly
being forced.
walked up.
I walked up, grabbed the mic, and I go, I can't do it. Just gave the mic back and ran out of the building.
I'm going to hell.
It's like someone was holding me at gunpoint.
Something out of Ginny in Georgia.
One time I knew they were going to ask me to pray. So I went to the bathroom.
Oh, yeah.
I was so traumatized because I was the guy since I made music that if there was ever a mic or anything that involved public speaking, it was like send Coleman up. And I did not want to be in front of people praying, or I was like, just leave me alone.
I just wanted to be in my dark room making some beats.
So I went to the bathroom as soon as I could preemptively tell they were about to say, get someone in your group to pray.
You had like a spidey sense.
I'm like, they're about to do it. I've been in these assemblies enough to know. So I ran to the bathroom, locked the door, put my feet up on the toilet so no one could see I was in there. You know, they could see my shoes in the stalls. I put my feet up on the
during a
toilet.
lockdown.
Yeah, exactly. It's like school shooting type beat. So I went in there and hid, and then sure enough, 4 minutes or something passed, and I hear the door open. They go, Coleman. I'm like, they came to look for me. I thought they'd just pick somebody else. So I'm like, I'm
busy.
I'm not saying anything. I'm just like, please go.
Then you really were praying.
And he goes,
that's where your real prayers come out. Sitting on top of the toilet.
they're like, Coleman, we know you're in there.
We know you're in there.
I'm like, I'm pooping. They're like, no, you're not. They just knew that I went in there to hide, bro. I had to go in there and do it anyways. That was the freaking worst. Oh, it's kind of trauma.
Just be happy to be wanted. Like, you're so selfish.
Yeah, wanted because they didn't want to do the work. It wasn't because they actually wanted to hear what I had to say. Everyone was just terrified of public speaking. And the thing is, people don't understand, even though I'm passionate about being on stage or doing music, I still get like morbidly nervous, like doing stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like it's not like I wanted to do it. It's like I felt obligated to do it, you know, even if I wasn't. In that situation, I definitely was. But
because they were looking for you in the stalls.
Because they were looking for me in the stalls, which was a total violation. And when I said I was pooping, they did not care, which also hurt, you know. Like they wanted me to just pinch it off and get in there, which is
retract it, and get here right now.
Anyways,
I'm sorry that happened to you.
That's okay. It's you know, life goes on. Life goes on.
Life goes on, you know.
I need to make sure that we're not going over an hour because I don't know.
Yeah, what time is it?
We're at the 40-minute mark, which actually is the sweet spot.
That really is.
It is the sweet spot.
Wow, I didn't even get through half my list. And
well, let's do one more.
One more?
We got some time.
Yeah.
Let's do one more.
Yeah, quick one.
Elementary experience. Ian's about to break it down a little bit more.
Oh, you know I have to whip out. Okay, so I had a friend Kayla, and she had this super nice blue bike, and it was like one of those old vintage ones, you know, like something you'd see at like Wizard of Oz,
yeah,
like with like the basket,
the one where
and like the winding handlebars.
Yeah.
Just like a really nice one, you know, with like a little basket on the back too.
Yeah.
And like every single day, for like months, I attempted to figure out her lock combination when she locked her bike.
Because of the little creep you are.
Like every day I would try a different set of numbers. Eventually I get it. And we got out early that day, and she comes out of school after the bell rings, and I'm sitting on her bike on the asphalt. She's like, how do you have my, like, what? And I'm like, oh, come on, everybody up on the taxi cab, on the taxi driver, everybody on, everybody, take your prize. I just start yelling in a random Indian accent.
Is that why you asked me?
Yes,
if you were gonna
so I asked if it was
dance?
okay. And I would just fly around the field, shoot, chase after me. I'd grab random kids and put them in the basket. Like, kids would come sit on the back, and I'd be like, all aboard, everybody on the taxi driver. I'm your Uber today.
I don't co-sign this behavior.
I don't. Well, neither do I. I was young. I didn't know better. It's okay. I had Indian neighbor. I still do have Indian
Yeah,
neighbors.
that's fair. I didn't co-sign my own behavior too.
Yeah.
That's
Shout
fine.
out my Indian neighbors. He's the goat. His name's Pushpinder.
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 Yeah, he's my goat.
Gurpreet. Pushpinder.
Pretender. Actually, my neighbors just had a arranged marriage.
I'm a good pretender.
I'm not really cool. Yeah, we're. My neighbors had an arranged marriage.
This is so stupid. Okay. I was gonna say, I don't know if I told this story on the podcast yet, but when he said vintage bike, did I tell you about when I bought that bike for my
Yes,
my
and
neighbor?
it broke.
Did I say that in one of the episodes?
You mentioned it, but you said you would go into detail,
And I never did.
and you kind of never did.
I'll just be quick because we're about to wrap this episode up. But this is the kind of stuff that I do. I loved garage sales. Anytime I'd see a garage sale,
Gotta
it's
hit
like-
that John up.
I saw it on the way home from school in the car. I'd write the address down. And I'd be like, I'm hitting that later on the
That's
bike.
commitment.
I loved them. So I'd write a list down because I lived in like a majority old people neighborhood.
Making a list.
Always garage sales, and I'm like, even if I didn't buy anything, I love just looking at the collection of weird.
I just love sifting through wrinkly people's stuff. It's just a hobby.
Just stuff I'd never use, like power tools and stuff. I'm just like, yes, a glimpse into the adult world. So then, anyways, my neighbor was like the type of guy to buy stuff from the dump.
Was he Indian?
No,
Ah,
no, just your average white civilian old man. He's a great guy.
you're missing out.
Shout out Stan. Anyways, Stan would he'd always fix stuff up. You go to the dump. I said buy things from the dump, but you don't really do that.
You
Do you have
kinda
to pay
just
when
pick
you
'em
go to
up.
the dump?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, you
I
do.
think you do have to pay actually. So he'd get like a bike or like an old appliance and fix it up. So he had this bike and he was telling my mom about it. And I was like, oh, I want to go see this bike that I've heard about. Beautiful turquoise vintage bike, all these racing stickers, had the curled handlebars in the front, speed bike.
That's how you know.
Yeah, those super thin tires. It looked so sick. I'm like, I've seen these bikes in anime movies and stuff. I want this bike.
That's how you know Stan the man has put in work.
He was working, and $40 for me was a ton of money because I had no money.
Yeah.
So if I had $40, it was gold. He said $40. I bought the bike. I'm like, I'm gonna go take it out on a rip immediately. So I buy it, hand him the money, immediately get on the bike, and just peel off to take it around my neighborhood. Within 5 minutes, I go off a curb, and I didn't pull the handlebars up. I didn't wheelie. I didn't do nothing. I just rode off the curb going fast. Whole front tire comes off the bike. Rolls away. And when the tire detaches, the metal frame just hits the ground. So I flip over the handlebars. I was going fast. The bike stops completely when it hits the ground. I don't. I go flying. I'm bleeding all over the sidewalk. Just absolutely crumpled. Despair.
Did you get your 40 bones back?
No. I don't think I did. I think
Stan
I don't
the
think I
man.
asked. I was in pain, and I was so mad by the time I got there. I just dumped the bike on his driveway. And
Take this back.
And he saw me do it. I'm just like, it broke. And he's like, oh. And then I just went inside. But when I did my flip of death, I landed in front of someone's garage, and they were out there working in the garage, and they just didn't say anything.
They were prepping for a garage sale.
No, they
They knew you were coming.
no, they weren't.
Yes,
they were
they were.
doing some NPC activity in the garage.
They hadn't unlocked that dialogue
I
yet.
absolutely obliterate myself in front of their house. They saw the whole thing, and they did not say anything. And I was just laying there. So slowly I go pick up the tire. I pick up my bike, and then I look at him, and I go, can I use your phone? And he goes, yeah, whatever. I call my dad. And he's like, where are you? I'll come pick you up. I'm like, I'm on the street where there's trees and it's right by the house. And he's
With
like,
this
Coleman.
guy.
He's like, Coleman, I don't know what that is. And I'm like, I look at a street sign and I say the name. He's like, that could mean multiple things. That's a super long street. Like, where are you? And I'm like, screw it. I'll just walk home. And so I had to carry the wheel and carry the bike. And I'm bleeding all through my clothes. And then I just walk home 20 blocks. It was terrible.
That must have been a sight.
Yeah.
And how old were you at this?
I think I was 15 probably.
Wow.
14 maybe.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah, man. It was.
Moral of the story: Coleman was in the thick of it during the
I
childhood.
was in the thick of it, man. And you know, I don't think I got the money back.
Stan did not give you those 40 bones. He scammed you so hard.
Maybe he did. I don't know. I don't mean to paint Stan as a villain. He's a super nice guy, but he offered me the bike back later. He's like, I fixed it again. You want it back? And I was so I wanted it back, but I was so traumatized. I'm like, nah.
The back tire falls off next time. The handlebars.
Anyways,
Well, Pushpinner would have given me 60 back, so I'm just saying.
good for him. Anyways,
Good for him.
we're gonna wrap up this episode. Ian has very important things to do with his life. About to go lock in on what? Water polo?
Competitive cup pong?
Cool.
Yeah.
That's wicked.
That is wicked. I'm going to the league. I'm making it out of this. Boys, we about to make it out of here with this one. Okay.
Why does he want to make it out of here? This is a nice
I'm making
place.
it out of the reg with this one.
It's a nice place. I don't know why he's
Yes, this attic is lovely. I lied.
not an attic. It's a studio. Shout out to all our viewers, all 10 of you.
Shout out Stan the Man. Shout out Pushpinder. Shout out Ling Yu. Shout out
Gurpreet. Just fixed my wife's car. Yeah.
Shout out Jessica Snow. I'll find you.
Shout out Jessica Snow with the purple comb over for punching him for not knowing what Nightcore is. Based. Love you. Hope I meet you someday. Maybe when I'm locked up in the pen, we'll be neighbors.
In the club.
Well, I was in the club. Bottoms up when I first met you.
Yeah, I don't remember the rest.
See you guys in the
I'll
next
keep this up.
episode.